Okay.
All right, got the. All right.
It's gonna be something like that.
We are all back here in the room. I'm not sure about others online.
Angus, can we start?
It's not back yet.
Oh, August is not back yet.
All right,
Sure.
I think he's back.
Oh, he's back. Okay. Okay.
All right. So let's start off. If you want to save your, if you don't want to save this whole console's data, you can, yeah, I'm happy for you to, if you can just press this button to remove everything, or you can press the Control L button to clean everyone, all the data out. All right. Okay. Same goes to this if you don't want it, but I suggest you to keep this for now. Okay.
I have a quick question,
yes.
if that's okay. If we do clear our environment, would we lose all of those names? Like, would we have to rename stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
You can clear this, you can clear here because if you save your work in the environment, you can always call it like table 2, right? Just now it wasn't there anymore, so I just table 2, it will automatically come up from here. So it's already saved. So it's better to save this than save this.
Okay.
Right?
Understood.
All right.
Thank you.
Welcome. So regardless of base plots or GGPLOT that I'll be teaching after lunch, it's best to set your color, right? So for our language, COL is a short form for COLOR, color. So we cannot use COL as our object, but we can use COL with an S, COS. So based on your color requirement, you can change the color here and type any names, most of the color names you can think of. It will appear as the color. So what I can suggest you is to type in the name right now, COLS equals to C. C means you want to list it out like just now, the vector type, list out. So since it is a color, it's a name, so we have to put quotation. Anyone wants to give me a name of a color?
Red.
Any specific name?
Oh.
Like, okay, navy. You have a navy color. Even if you want peach, peach now. Beige. How do you spell beige again?
What is it? Beige?
Beige.
Oh, I think it's a B-E.
Yeah.
B-E-I-G-E.
Yeah, beige. But beige is white, so like it's hard to see. So coral is brown color. You have green, right? So you have dark green. It's another color. So technically, depending on your name, you can actually go online and search for R color. And you should be able to see the list here. Yeah. Too small. The bigger ones. Yeah. The glorious color of R. Yep. So yeah, you can see all the colors here. All right. Depending on what color do you like. But another one is later I'll show you that actually Nature publishing groups, Elsevier's and Science, they all have their own color scheme that are save it into their schemes. But for now, we can name whatever color you want, just for the fun of it. And let's see, gray 2. Okay, so you have colors, 6 colors. For me, here's 6 colors. And then second one is you set your label, your icon. You remember when we create graphs with scatter plots, there are triangles, there are circles, there are squares, there are diamond shapes, right? technically they are in numbers. So you can go here and look for RPCH codes. They are in numbers, and then you have to understand the numbers. Yep, this is the code. Can you see hold on, let me put it up front. Yep. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yeah, so these are from 0 to 25. There are only 25 types of what you call it, the icon labels. So from number 0 to 25. So since it's a number, you don't have to put in quotation. So we just put 16, 15, 18, 17, which means I have 16, 15, 17, and 18. Only 4 of this as my points or PCH codes. So you can also just paste it here, run it. All right. So we set our color, we set our points. So now let me introduce to you the basic R plot types. Here, let me explain to you. So this is the general, very general, not necessarily the one that we'll be using throughout the whole morning session. So this is the base R plot scripts. What do we need is that we have a plot. This is the function. And we have to name your X variable, your Y variable, the colors schemes, the point schemes, your labeling, main, XLab, YLab. And then after that, you can also put your legend there. All right. So this is the very basic one. So usually I'll have this $sign. So the $sign is almost the same like the subsetting function that I showed you, but instead of multiple numbers or columns or rows, this one $sign only pick one column. So that one column, usually I like to use the $sign because our studio will allow you to choose from a drop-down list. So you have lower chance of committing spelling errors. So let's start off with our first data set, data 1. And let's look at how the difference between hard coral and neutron indicating algae. So what you can do is just plot data 1 $sign, and you'll see the drop-down list. Go to HC, this is for X variable, and comma, data 1 $sign, and look for NIA. All right. So you will find the results here. So do we get that? Can you get the graph?
Yes, got that.
Okay. So now, once you have that data, and you can also do some changes. Like for example, the hard coral is 30 to 60. If you want to transform your data, let's say transform into square root. All right. Another thing I forgot to inform you is that if you want to call the function that you previously used, you just press the up button. Okay?
Okay.
And then I want to convert hard coral, transform it with square root. I'll just write in front of here, just press SQRT, square root, and a hard coral. And so with that, you can see the difference. Okay? I've transformed my data from linear to square root data. Nothing much is changed. Okay. So now we can edit the plots based on what we want. Okay. You see here? Let's start off the basic one. Okay. Start from here. Okay. Now we can call it, let's say, just the normal, this one. And you put a comma at the end of NIA. And this one, I switch this off by putting, like I mentioned, by putting a hashtag in your script. It will consider the whole thing as a comment rather than a function. So it switch it off. If I were to remove this, it turns back to its color. So if I want to run the whole thing, it will run with this. So notice that my X and Y, they have a certain predetermined range already. What if I want to set my own limit? Like for example, I want to set it from 0 to 100. This one I want to set it also to 0 to 100. So I can, and another one is that you can press Shift Enter at the console without sending the function to the console to run.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's shift and it goes down. So I go for Y lim equals to C and then 0, 100. All right. And then another comma at the end. Shift Enter X lim C 0 to 100. And then if we want to set color, let's say leeward, windward. No, leeward, windward, another one. Depth. Let's say let's say color for depth. So COL equals to COLS, and then the hard square data 1 by depth. Comma again. PCH equals PCHS data 1 by leeward, windward. And then now, if you want to name your graph, you just type in main equals to, let's say, hard coral versus nutrient. And then comma shift X lab. X lab means label your X axis. Hard coral, comma percentage. And Y lab. That will be nutrient in algae percentage. Okay. So let me run down again what I wrote. So right here, I select the data that I want to plot. And then I select the graph's limit, the Y lim and X lim. And then I set the color of the dots. And I set the PCH of the dot based on leeward, windward. And then the text, the main text, the X and Y label. So when I press enter, yeah. And I press the zoom button, and you should see the data is all around here. So you can see the circle, different text. Can you generate the graphs?
I got an error message, but that's
What's
probably,
the error message again?
I think what did I put? X lim equals C 0 to 100 and then col after that. Oh, I forgot to put a comma, I think. Let me try
Yes.
it again.
I suggest you copy the whole script here and paste it and just change accordingly. It'll reduce the error rate.
Yeah, it worked.
All right. Now, so, all right, everyone, okay?
I just have one question.
Yep.
In the PCH line, you have
Mhm.
Leewind not in parentheses, but in just single apostrophes.
Yep.
What is the reason, or why are we changing to that?
Okay, the reason why is because of this. R will identify as Lee minus Win.
Oh, I see.
So to make sure that it is actually a word itself, then we have to use that particular one. And that is why I like to use the $, because you choose your column, so it reduces the error of typo.
Right, okay.
All right. Okay, now let's move on. So once we have created this, then we can create a legend. So I don't really like to use the legend of all mixed together, because once you all mix together, it will be very confusing. So I rather do it separately. And what you can do is, like, let's say, let's redo this graph again. Now we set the thing to 20 to 75, 0 to 40. Let's say 0 to 40, 20 to 75. Oh, it should be still not that good. Let's say 20 then. Yeah, it looks better. So another way you want will be manually enter the whole this thing. So why do I have this area? So you change this, like for example, the color, right? What we use color for was the depth. So data $1 the depth. All right. So what? And then I put it left, legend, and I want the legend at the left. And the PCH, I will set it as this as is, and then you'll see. So 5 is red, blue is 7.5, 10 is orange. Right. And another one will be bottom left. And this one, the color will be black, the PCH based on leeward. Yep. And here you go. All right. So you only need to change this part. You only need to change this. I would say fact 1. So it's fact 2. All right. And so did you get the graph?
Yes. Oh, wait,
Okay.
I'm missing that part. Oh,
The legend.
I'm missing the
Mhm.
other legend. Oh, wait, sorry. Let me copy it.
There are 2 legends, left and bottom. So I'll rather do it separately. And then, has anyone of you know how to use Illustrator or Inkscape?
I don't think so. Anyone in the room know?
So this is just slightly outside of the workshop. But if you have this graph, but you feel that you want to beautify a little bit, and then you don't want to have the hassle to look for another script to beautify it, you have it already, you can actually export it as PDF, right? You just this export button right over here, and then you save as PDF. Let's say my R plot here, and I set it as desktop, and I got it as landscape. All right, sure. So this is the size. I want it to be A4 size, larger, and then you save it. Okay. So if I were to go to my R plot, it's here, and then I can open it using Inkscape or Illustrator. If you have Illustrator, use Illustrator. I open it with Inkscape. Still loading. All right. Okay. So all right. So this is the graph that I generated just now. So it looks small, but if you want, you can change the size. I'm gonna change the size. Hold on, I'll show you later. But this is the graph, right? I can actually pull this all. Like for example, Voila. So I just adjusted some of the graph to make it much more presentable. All right. Using Inkscape or Illustrator, open that import the PDF files, and you can edit some of the adjustment. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So this part. The size should be here, and then it should be CX. Sorry. Yeah. So CX means size. You can adjust the size of the label, the icon. All right. You can adjust. Okay. Everyone's all right? CX. So you go to that plot. You go to that plot. You go to the same script for plotting your graph, and then you add another script. CEX equals to any number you want. 1.5, it will be a little bit smaller, and then but you have to close it with a comma, and then it will have a size. It change of the size. Is it okay?
How do you clear your legend and restart?
Oh, you just make a plot. You just write the script of the plot, and then it will clear the legend. Because the legend should be, you see this left and right button here. Press a few times, then you should find your original plot.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Everyone's all right? How's everyone? It's okay?
Yes, I think so.
All right. So now, this is AB line. If you want to add another, like a linear line in this graph, just to show a linearity, you can add this directly. You superimpose it on it, and then just change the variable X will be HC, and then this one NIA. And it should have the AB line. Yeah. So this is a linear model of the line. So technically, you see why is it not like weighted left and right are this almost the same size, because chances of right here we have a lot of almost the same dotted lines, and these are almost scattered. So the AB line should around like this. Oh, the one is I did a wrong. Wait, let me see. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Change it the other way around. Sorry. You have to swap it. So you redo this graph, and then you swap it. Yeah, it should be evenly weighted. If you want to change the line to dotted, right? The AB line to dotted is LTY. LTY, and okay, where's the LTY number? I mean, LTY number. So the LTY numbering should be here. Number 0 to number 6. So let's say I want to use dotted. I'll just put number 3. LTY 3, then it will be dotted line. Okay? Everyone all right?
I'm trying to get my graph back to where it was.
Okay.
Gotten a little behind.
Never mind. I'll give everyone another 5 minutes to play around with the graph. So we'll come back at 11:45.
Okay. Thank
Sure.
you.
Welcome. All right. Are we ready?
I think so.
All right. Sure. So now Everyone is okay with the scatter plot?
Yes.
Okay. So now, this part line charts is a little bit wonky for the base plot because you have to do a few additional steps in order to get the data. So what happened is that we have the line plots, because our data is actually a big set of data. The line plots only accept 1 points per factor, which means if you have leewards, windward, or year, it only accept year for 2017, 1 year only. It doesn't accept a lot of years. So if you have a lot of years, then it will come out error. So we have to reduce the size of your data in order to make the line graph more palatable. One of the example will be by converting the data into a smaller data set. This one, I don't really need it for today. For this one, we can create a general mean for the whole data set. So over here, you can just copy here, paste it here, and then variable x. Let's say I want hard coral, just HC, and then I want it to be depth. H and year. All right. So what does it mean? So I want to find an average of hard coral based on depth and years. So based on depth and years. So what happened is that let me think. Variable x, variable y, depth and years. Okay. Based on depth and years, which one is x? Sorry, we just straight away use year. It's better to simplify the matter. Hard coral based on year. So what happened is if you look into your average data set, you have year and hard coral. It has been averaged. Okay. So if we were to average this up of average of this data and then just to create a simple line graph. I will drop the ggplot later, but ggplot is much simpler. The reason why I create a base plot is in case if you need a quick and dirty plot just for the sake of showing the data. So what you can do is copy this. Variable 1 is usually it's usually the hardcore data1.avg of the hard coral, and then data1 avg $sign by the year. No, then I have and HC. So you have this, an average. So you have an average of how your hard coral drops and then increase. So this line 1, that means I use line number 1. And if you want to plot another one, same thing. If you use number 2, it will have a different type of lines. So this is a very basic graph. And there are multiple types of line graph here. You can see right here. P is for points. If you were to plot and then press P, just P here, there will be only the scatter plots. L for line, B is for points and line, which means you have both points and line at the same time. This one, empty points, which means the circle will be missing with lines only. Something like this. Then O is the points and lines are overplotted. Then S for stair steps. This is very rarely we use this. And lastly, N time N is type null, which means no graph. But you just need the graph. I'm not so sure why, but yeah. Is there any questions from the floor?
Nope, I think we're good.
All right. So we just go very fast through on line charts because we have better options later. And then pair plots. Pair plots is whereby you have multiple graphs that are multiple continuous data that you want to look at their correlation relationship. Like in this data one, you have hard correl to others. And then if I want to look at whether they are correlated or not, by using graphs only, then you can use pair. Just copy this whole thing, pairs, and then I want column number 4 to 13, and you'll create basically a pair. Yes, it is a bit packed here, but if you want to have a look at the general graph zoom in, you just press the button zoom, a new windows will pop out, and generally you'll see the data here. These are all scatter plots, paired scatter plot. So with this, you can generally have like an eye test on whether your data is correlated or not. But later on today, after lunch, there's a better option. But I'll show you this one so that you know that you can do it in a quick and dirty way. So for your information, this and this, they are actually identical. It's just a flip over because of a different axis. All right? Okay. So do we have any questions between pair and line plots and the scatter plots earlier?
No, none in the room.
Okay. Now, for histogram, so if you want to create a histogram for your data, it's fairly easy. Let's use hard coral as an example again. You have to put in hist and then data one down HC. Then you should have your histogram. And if you want to set your limit, you can also set your limit. But by setting limit, by setting Y limit, you will have a smaller data, a smaller area. Like for example, I'll put it as 20, not 60, but 20. Then you can see that the frequency limit will be like this, shorter than earlier. And then if you want to rename your header, you can histogram main equals histogram of and you want to have your X change its name part. Oh, then you should have your name change. It's simple as that. All right. So now this graph is actually the frequency. Frequency means how many times it appears. Like for example, 30 to 35%, it appears around 4 times. And then 35 to 40 is around 5 times. And then 40 to 45 is around 10 times in the data set. But if you want to look at the density, the probability of that particular bracket appear in the data set for the histogram, then you turn off the frequency. See, like we mentioned just now about true and false, right? So this is where you use true and false. I use the histogram, data 1, and then hard coral. And then the frequency, FREQ equals to, you can either type the full name, FALSE, without any quotation mark, or for simplicity, you can just put a capital F or capital T. So if you put capital F, then you'll see that the data will be like this. So instead of frequency, it will be probability. The density probability. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And then you see here the break is this is the break. So how many bars do you want for your data graph, your histogram? Let's say you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You want to break it into 14 graphs. You can also break it. Breaks. So it breaks into smaller chunk for you. And to break it into 5, I'm not so sure 5 can. It has a minimum. 3, yeah, it has an optimized minimum on optimized breaks. So I can break it into 4 breaks. This one, if I put 5, it's still in 7 breaks. But I put in 14, then if I want to put it as 10 also can. I think it should be fine. But yeah, it doesn't break nicely for us. Okay?
Okay.
So this is how you create a histogram. And histogram is usually used for looking at the frequency, density, and as well as the normality of your data. Remember just now, Agus, you told me you were asking about if the normality test, right? So if I run Shapiro test on hard coral, it should be normally distributed because the graph looks normally distributed. All right?
Okay, well, nice.
All right. Now, let's move on to the next one. This is called the box plot. So box plot, for an ecologist, I prefer using box plot than bar plot and scatter plot. And line plot, sometimes if I have a timeline time series, then I use line plot. But if I have multiple timelines, multiple categories, I will prefer using box plot because box plots allow us to see more on data variation among categories. Okay, let's put in an example. Let's look at the box plot of hard coral with respect to the depth. So just put in box plots. And then data 1, your Y variable will be hard coral. And this time, no comma. Use the shift and then the button for Windows user, the shift and the button next to 1. Then you have the wavy icon.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
This wavy icon.
Yeah.
It's actually for Windows user is a shift button and the button next to 1, number 1.
Oh, yes. Yes, I see that. Thank you.
Welcome. And then data 1, And this one, let's go for depth. So if you press enter, then you should see, right? So remember earlier on, we were talking about interquartile range, right? So the interquartile range, this, I explain to you is that the thick line here is the median. The thin box line, this is the this is quartile 1, this is quartile 3. And if you don't see any dotted lines outside, there's no outlier. So this should be the minimum. This is the maximum. But if you see any dots here, these are the outliers, but you don't see the interquartile range. So this is the minimum of within the interquartile range. And these two stray dots are, these two stray dots are actually the outliers of the data. So which means for the depth 7.5, you shouldn't find any hard coral cover less than 35, but you do find some outliers for these two dots. All right? Okay. Everyone clear?
Yep, all good.
Okay, good. Sure. So this is how you create a basic box plot. There are also few ways you can create, there are a few ways you can type your box plot script, but I prefer the first one. It reduces the chances of getting what you call it, spelling errors. All right. Now, if you want to have a second like a reaction second factor, you just put the multiplication icon here, which is for Windows is Shift A. And just data one with D1 revert. Then you should see here. You should be able to see this one. Yeah. So 5 meter of leeward, 7.5 meter of leeward. Then for leeward. Then you can see 5 meter, 7.5, 10 for windward. So it breaks into groups that you need. If you want to swap it over, you can also swap it over. Then you should see a different one. All right. Are we good?
Yes.
So if you want to turn the graph 180 degrees out, 180 degrees, no, not 180, 90 degree. So you just add another parameter, horizontal equals to T. So the graph should be horizontal.
Hmm.
But be careful with horizontal graph is that sometimes if you need to have ample space, if you don't have ample space, then you will not see some of the labels. But there's another way if you can color code it. I'll show you later how you color code your box. Again, I just put it. Hold on. All right. So now, if you have a box plot, and then you have you just want to check your means. You want to make sure that because these are all median, you don't have mean in your data set. If you want, you can add means into it. So how do you want to add a mean into it? You can Rx, Rx. Okay, you add a mean by adding data means here. Copy here and paste. Data one. Hard coral. And notice that we use two means, right? This one, for this we have leave-in and depth. So we have to put this here. Not meaningful. So we have to then try to put this here. And then we can add the points here. Okay. Why are there no points on? Hold on, let me check again. Why were there no points? Box plots. And then what does that means? Leeward. Oh, only leeward and windward, so you can't sorry, technically you cannot do it without a proper, so if you were to put it leeward, windward, and then you add the means. You cut. Yeah. So you can only do this for, sorry, I have to change this script. So you can only do it for one particular factors only. Can add another add a few factors, but it will be very complicated. Again, later on ggplot will make it easier, but this for now, we will try to make it a quick and dirty way of plotting your data. All right. So this is how you add. I'll just okay. So this is how you plot a mean into your box plot. So this is your box plots. If you want to change color, sorry. And the color will be different. The mean will have different colors. Are we clear with this?
I'm still typing it out.
So to add a mean, for now, to reduce complication, we can only use one type of factor. So if you want to put box plot and data one with a hard coral, group based on depth, right? And then this will be the graph. And to create the mean for the data, you have to create new data points. Instead, using hard corals with depth. Okay, and then we can plot it using red. You should get your graph. Okay, I'll give another 5 minutes for everyone to play around with the data for all the box plots. So we'll come back at 11:15.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So if you want, you can also play with the beautify box plot. Play around with it.
You're fine. You're fine.
Everyone's like,
Boo, are you there? Might have stepped away. Hmm. I realized, why did you guys make the red dot? The dot red? I keep getting unexpected symbol.
absolutely, it's cold, but again, try this, change color.
Coal equals colors, and I type red, and then it says unexpected symbol. Did I not? Oh, maybe I didn't close it. Wait. I keep forgetting to add the commas. No, it's not working. Who are you there? Size minus one. Maybe are you muted? What is it? He's still on, right?
This way.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
All right, we are back. Everyone's ready?
Yeah, Boo, I had a quick question.
Yep.
I'm trying to add color and I keep getting an unexpected error, that message that says unexpected symbol. Could you show me again how you added the color in,
Okay, so the points, right?
right?
At the end of the CX 1.5, you put a comma, COL
Oh,
equals
I
to,
see. Okay.
yeah,
I didn't put it within the parenthesis.
Yep.
Okay. COL equals oops. What? Now it's saying unknown shortcut red.
Can you, do you have a parenthesis for your, the quotation mark for your red?
Yes.
Can I have a look at your script and copy and paste in the chat, please?
Sure.
Yeah, if anyone has any error with your script, you just copy and paste your chat in the chat, and then I'll try to see whether. Oh yeah, you should. It's only one. What do you call that? Parenthesis. You don't need the one for the red because it's only one color.
I see.
Sorry. No, you don't need calls actually. Hold on. Let me do it again. Yep. Yep. What is it? Oh, it's not. It doesn't seem like. Hold on. Let me do it again. Yeah. Why is it registering? Yeah, this is the new one.
Col equals red. Okay. All right, that worked. Thank you.
All right, sure. So again, if you want to change your name, like for example, for this graph, I would like to change everything with the text, with the title and everything in it, right? We just copy this, paste it here. Let's say the first one was hard coral, HC. Second one was depth, DPTH. Another way you can do that. But usually I will suggest you to use this way. And then Y lab, X lab will be depth by meter. And then this one coral. Let's say this one will be main will be hard coral cover percentage by depth. Okay. And then the notch through, var width through this one it will show a notch at the median. It will show like an arrow notch. Size of the box based on number of data points. This one is to make sure your graph if you've seen a violin graph, you will be familiar with it. And color will be, I will say, yeah, it will depend on the color. Names for this one, I will go for 5 meter, 7.5 meter, and then 10 meter. Yep. So if you have seen this graph before, this is what we call as a violin graph. It will show you where is the notches and the data for this one is some notches. Maybe some notches false. If I set a notch, then it doesn't have like a violin graph anymore. And then this one, then I'll put the mean points as yellow. Yep. So yeah, this is how you beautify your box plots.
Boo,
So what happened? What? Yes.
Sorry, I have a quick follow-up question. The PCH, that is the shape of the point, right?
Yes.
And then what was the CEX again?
The size of the point. If you want to
size
make it, yeah, large, like out of curiosity, let's put it 10.
Okay. Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Everyone okay with this part?
Yes.
Right. Now, this bar plot, the next one bar plot is almost the same like a histogram plot, but instead, yeah, it plots based on every single data that we have. Like every single data here, it plots itself out here. It looks it's like a bar plot of compress of all the data here. But if you want, you can't do this. So because of the restriction of bar plot in base plot, usually I will not use bar plot for construct bar plot using base plot, because bar plot constructed by using base plot, the limitation and also how do you want to create a stack plot using base bar plot is very, very difficult. You have to have multiple scripts and multiple adjustment of your data set before you can create a stack plot. So I will suggest, the reason I put this bar plot here, I will show you that how it's very much the construction of using base plot of bar plot is very, very not intuitive. And so we will move on to the next one in GGPLOT, and you'll see how we create it using GGPLOT. All right?
Okay.
So now this is the place where we create multiple plots. So what does it mean by multiple plot? Means in one window, you have multiple plots that having almost the same treatment, but different maybe measurements that you want to put them all together in one document. Example. So this one has to be done very, very carefully and only for base plot, so that you don't create any unnecessary errors. So first, set the grid. This one is to set the partition, and this is grid 3 times 3. 3 rows, 3 column. And this is the separation between each column, each graphs. So when you copy and paste this here, you will not see any difference. There's nothing here happening. But once you create a graph, then only you see the difference. Let's start off with a basic one, box plot. All right. So just now we were looking at box plot for let's basic box plots. Hard coral with depth. Okay. When you have data one hard coral with depth, then you see that it only appears in a small little tiny here. The next one, you can go for, let's say, NIA. Create another new one. What else? SCRKC. Then SC. RKC. And then what do we have? Yeah. We have RKC already, and then SP and OT. I think I chose to I SD yes. So here you have all the different graphs, quick and dirty, in one big table, right? But there is no title and no labels and whatnot. You have to manually insert the you have to put, if you want to make it presentable, you have to manually put it one by one. But everything will be in one graph. If you were to export it as a PDF. Let's say PDF box plot as a portrait A4 desktop save. All right. If I were to pull it out, okay, our plot 1. You should be able to see the graph. Yeah, it will be like this. Yeah, you have everything in one. So it's like a photo plate, one whole page. So it makes your data presentation much more presentable. Is it okay?
Yes.
Right. So if you want to, I would suggest is to start with a simpler one. This one. Instead of 3, 3, use 2, 2. And then for box plot, you try to change it like main C and Y left. That'll be and H, and then X left. Yep. I can't see my X lab and Y lab. Why I cannot see my X lab and Y lab? Is it because of the grid? Hold on, let me reset the grid again. 3, 3, 3, 2. Still cannot see my lab label. Some problem. I'll get back to the label arrow part, but usually you should be able to see the label here and here. Not today though. Yeah. Once if you have like for example this one is NIA, but I made a mistake here, right? So you have to reset the whole thing by setting this partition, and then we write it again HC NIA, so I have to put it NIA. And then SP, like OT, and then SC. So it will be in one big page for your easy consumption. So it is easier in a sense. So later on you can put it in your caption. The y-axis is what, x-axis is what. But if you insist of putting that thing, that words here, I will say you can use Inkscape or Illustrator to just add it in, but don't change the data, the size of the data here. Another one is that you see the gaps here, right? It's much bigger than previously. So you want to set the gaps, you set here. This is the gap. This is where you set the gap, the MAR margin. You can set the gap whichever size you want. And once you have done all, then you can export it. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So this is basically the base plot for 1.5 hours. We explain the base plot for and do you have any questions regarding to the base plots?
I think the room is good.
Right? Okay. So we will move on to ggplot. We have another half an hour before our lunch break for how long do you need for lunch break?
How long do you guys need? Maybe at least 40 minutes?
Or so.
Did you guys bring food? No, we would have to go get food, so probably 40 minutes.
1 hour. Let's just put it 1 hour, right? So give me 30 minutes for now, just to explain the ggplot basics, and then we go
Okay.
for lunch. All right?
Okay. Okay.
Or it's 12:30 already, right? Is it
Yeah.
a nice, it's 1 o'clock is a, no, is 1 o'clock okay for you guys for lunch?
Yeah, that's fine.
Right. So please download all this. I believe Tidyverse, you have already downloaded it, and GGLE and TidyQuants and Scales, Grids Extra, GGSci and GGPUBR. Okay, let me explain to you what is this. So Tidyverse, GGLE, TidyQuants, these are all graph making or graph formatting, no, sorry, graph constructing packages. Scale is for formatting, and grid extra is for putting grids like this one, but for ggplots. And Sci and PUBR is to make your graph ready for publication, which means you don't have to set your format or anything. It will be set based on the publication itself. Like if you want to publish in Science, you want to publish in Nature, you want to publish in JSTOR, it has its own format. So let's give everyone 10 minutes to download all these libraries. I'll come back and I'll explain to you the ggplot main function. Once you have done explanation, then you can go for lunch. All right?
Okay.
Just a question. Everyone has downloaded and loaded the libraries into R? Or you need up until 11:40?
Until 11:40.
Yeah.
12:40, sorry, 12:40, sorry.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Keep on confusing with the time zones. All right, are we ready?
Yep, I think so, yep.
So, yeah.
All right, sure. So, ggplot is basically the more advanced or better version of the base plot of for the our version. So, few years back, I think 10 years, they won the the top mathematic prize for creating a package for, constructing or producing one of the best looking graphs for science, for academia. And so ggplot has a very unique way of presenting the data in a more publication ready format. So how do they make it? So technically, if you want to make a ggplot, if you don't really need this is to save your plots before into your environment so that you can call it anytime. But the basic ggplot you need is start with this one. So you need to identify what is your data. your data frames, and then you have to specify your X, your Y, and then if you have like colors groups involved, then you have to set your color groups like by the field or by the color, factor 1 or factor 2. So this one, you don't really need to put the wavy icon anymore. You just straight away put up the name, and then you will identify it as grouping. And then this followed by what sort of plots you want. So ggplot, they start with geom underscore a certain plot. So if you were to use ggplots, all right, let me load everything up. You will see this geom underscore. So you can see that these are all the ggplot2's plot. AB line, area plot, bar plots, bar charts. These are all those different types of plots that you can create using ggplot2. You can even create maps with it. Up until here, violin plots. V-line violin plots is the last one. So these are the plots that you can plot using ggplots. And so this is where you select the type of plots you need, and followed by the theme. So you want to use black and white theme, classic theme. So you will have theme underscore. Then you should have all these not flex table. Yeah, black W, classic, the Cleveland publication theme, the dark type, the gray. These are all the you have to look at the ggplot2 types. ggplot2's package. The rest are all for other packages. So minimal, pub clean, pub BR. The theme pub BR, this is where you select what sort of theme that you want to, what sort of publication are you going. You're going for science, nature, or JSTOR, or Springer, or Science Direct. You can select what sort of theme that the publication house require, and it will automatically change it based on the requirements. So yeah, there are a lot of things you can do with the themes. And followed by this scale X continuous and Y continuous is the X lim and Y lim for the base plot. And the labels is just label X, Y, and title. And you can add another subtitle if you want. So the label for that should have subtitle, caption, tag, and caption also you can add, or subtitle. So depending on what you want, you can actually modify your graph as you wish. Okay, so do we have any question regarding to that?
I think we're good.
All right, since we have time, let's start the basic one by looking at scatter plots. All right.
Okay.
So start off with you have to start off everything with ggplot. And then first your data frame, your data that you're using. Let's go data 1. And then AES for aesthetics. And then if you are scatter plots, let's start with hard coral, HC. And then NIA, like just now. Now, next one, you have to add a plus at the end, because it will, you notice that every, the base plot, we don't add plus, we just add another line, another line, another line. But for ggplot, whenever you want to change something or edit, or you want to custom your plots, you can do it in one shot, but you have to add a plus at the end, and then shift enter, and in this case, you have to designate geom point. Geom point is scatter plot. So go for geom underscore point. And once you press enter, then you will find, yeah, this like this. Okay,
Okay.
Okay. So this is actually not a publication ready format because of the background. What I usually wish to do is to plus another behind another one, theme underscore. You want to use classic or black and white, but I'll use black and white. It's for minimalist. So it will be like this. Okay?
All right.
Okay, cool. Next. What we did just now was for the color, the field. No, it's color, I think. Color for based on depth. Then it has color. Best thing is it automatically change the they have a legend on the right side, so you don't have to add a legend anymore. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So now, if you want to add, yes.
Boo, I'm sorry. You said you don't need to add a legend because that is included in what the GGPLOT. But is there a way to manipulate the legend if you want to change it?
Change it to.
Well, if you want to change like the points or something, for example.
You want to change your points, so you can change based on. Hold on. L shape will be PCH. Like for example, you want to change the point based on. There you go.
Oh, I see.
So if you want to change the size, you don't use CEX because CEX has been discontinued. Size equals to 2. You see, it's slightly bigger. All right.
Yeah.
You have to
I see
use
that.
size instead of CX. I'll usually use 5. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Another one is, let me see, what did I miss out? Yeah, color. If you already have your own color, right? So COLS, the bracket. No, not here, sorry. The color. So now let me check what the color by fact, right? The color. Few colors was. There are 3 colors, right? So let's go for red, orange, black. I will come back to you later how to change the color based on the desired color. I think I forgot how to do it. But I think I added in. I don't think I added in into this script. But I'll come back to you later on how to decide the color. And once you've done this, let's move this away. Right? Hey, why is it? Why is it? No wonder. So yeah, kind of forgot. Hold on. So if you want to change, you want to add a header, you just add another plus and below labs. And you already, your X and your Y label is already set, but if you want to change it, X, then the quotation mark, hard coral, percentage. Y, you don't need to put Y lab or X lab, straight away use X and Y. And then nutrient in algae percentage. The one is title. Then you see here then subtitle if you want. By depth and so what happened is that I have my X label hard coral, Y label as neutral indicating algae. Then my main title is scatter plots of HC versus NIA. Subtitle grouped by depth and leeward windward category. So if you press enter, you will see that this is the main title, this is the subtitle, and then everything changed accordingly. It's okay? Everyone all right?
I'm checking now. I got an error message. I'm trying to see where it came from.
No worries. What's the name of the error? What's the error?
An unexpected symbol. So I'm trying to find the unexpected symbol.
Do you have a comma or a plus or a parenthesis that accidentally?
Maybe that might be it. Oh, wait. I think I found it. Yep, got it.
All right. And earlier on, we added a linear line into our graph, right?
Yes.
We can also add that. There are two ways. Either you want to have an average line or one straight line. An average line, you go for smooth. So smooth, you just at the geom points, shift enter, geom underscore smooth. And then it will show 3 lines, I think at least 3 lines. Yeah, multiple lines because of multiple condition we gave it. So you see there are multiple lines, quite dirty. If you have a simple line, just a simple, like for example, you don't have a PCH. You don't need PCH at all. Then it'll be simpler. Right? So this one will give you a generally a functional lines of how the hard coral and NIA changes with different values. But if you want to have it as a more linear way, then you can put it as method equals to LM. Then it means linear method. So it's one straight line. It's easier for you to see it. If you want to add your PCH, PCH based or not here, sorry. Sorry. Then it will be, yeah, quite complicated. And you don't like the error bar, it's SE equals to false if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So you don't have the error bar, but you have the linear line. Oh, sorry, I didn't press it. Okay. Or am I going too fast? Am I going too fast?
This part's a bit tricky, I think, for us.
Okay, let me start again. So, if you were to get this, let's simplify it for the sake. So you go for ggplot, and then data one, AES, and then we go for HC and NIA, right? And then we have color by depth, PCH by windward, Lee Win. Okay, and then geom underscore by points, and then the size, let's put it 4 for now, with a smaller bit. Pass again, and then geom smooth. All right. So, do you need the error bar? Do you need the error area? Guys, do you want the error area for the geom smooth?
Sure.
If you want the standard error, then you just leave it. It's theme black and white. Okay. So you should have this graph. Okay. So it's a bit messy because there are a lot of error area. That means the error rate of the graph. But if you remove the error, which at the geom smooth, you just type SE equals F. And then you will remove all the error and you will see the spaghettiness of the data.
Hmm.
Okay? But not all data should be like this. You want a linear model. So you have to add a linear model into it. So by adding another one, comma, method equals LM. Then it is all in linear model. So you will see that most of the data, all the data has a consistent negative correlation between NIA and hard coral. All right?
I have a quick question.
Yes.
For some reason, I'm only getting lee wind when and I'm also getting I'm getting like the name of the column rather than the two different names, windward and leeward.
Can I have a look at your script, please?
So this is my script. Wait, how do I do this?
Yes, anyone you have error with your scripts or your
It's not
text,
it's not an error so much is that let me also show a screenshot of the legend or what I'm seeing because I'm only getting the name of the column rather than like what the data actually is. Where is this? Does that make sense? There. Oh, it's loading. Okay, there.
okay. Okay. All right. So your leeward and windward, I think you used the wrong quotation.
Okay.
You're using Mac or you're using Windows?
Windows.
All right, so it's the shift button on the next to 1.
Right.
That leaf, yeah, that's the one.
Oh, is that? But where do I put
No,
that?
no, shift. No, not the wavy. Sorry, it's not shift. So just that button next to one. I changed it already for you.
Oh, I'm using the wrong. I see.
Yep.
Okay, that fixed that. Okay, thank you.
You're
I've been
welcome.
using the wrong one the whole time.
So yeah, just everyone just be careful with what you type, your syntax or your grammar, they call it,
Right.
spelling. So it's quite sensitive when it comes to coding. Yeah, but if you want to have I mean, since April Fool Days has left us already, so if you want to play a game with your friend, you can add you can change all the symbols to different symbols. So yeah, you can screw up your friend's script.
Is that what you
Sim-
did for April Fools?
Yeah, sometimes. So yeah, sometimes we did that among my colleagues. So anyway, so yeah, now this is only for the scatter plots. Let me see how much do we have left. I think this is for now the scatter plots. It's like this. So do you have any question?
I think we're good.
All right, you're good. So let's come back in another 1 hour.
Okay. I'm
And
gonna
I'll think, yeah,
I'm gonna
what you
end.
gonna, sorry.
How do you guys feel
Mhm.
about me ending the meeting and restarting it, or would you prefer I leave it running?
Yes, it's same.
At least we need to stop the video.
Right, okay. I'm gonna end the meeting, Boo, if that's okay, and I'll restart it a few minutes before 1 p.m. your time. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. I'm great.
Okay. All
with
right.
that. Thank you. See ya.
Okay, thank you so
Bye-bye.
much. See you guys soon.
Yeah.
He's saving the video.
Yeah.